Guess what? I'm in my Mazda MX5, and in today's episode I'm going to talk to you about the 10 modifications that I have made to this car and one key piece of advice on what to do in order to stop the rust. The first modification on the list is this, the Wiper Stalk. Did you know that Mazda MX5 doesn't actually have a variable intermittent wipe system? Well, you can fix that by fitting a stalk from eBay. They only cost a few pounds, it's a really simple fit, and you get that nice little variable or wipe system on the intermittent wipe. It's a brilliant little modification, and it's one that I'd strongly recommend you look at doing. Now, modification number 2 is the stereo system in this car. Now, as a standard fitment, these cars are pretty lousy. This car is a Sport Tech with the Bose system, but you know something, it isn't very good at all. So I changed the head unit. Now it's a double-din unit, and I managed to get hold of the Pioneer SPH DA360 from Dynamic Sounds. It comes with the fascia plate, it comes with the cables, it comes with everything that you need in order to be able to install not just the stereo itself, but also get it to work with the steering controls, and most importantly, hands-free Bluetooth for your phone. It's a brilliant system. It was about £540. It comes with all the bits and pieces. Talk to Dynamic Sounds and see what you can get from them. They do a whole range of different stereos. You don't have to have the Pioneer ones. You can get for cheaper ones. You can go for more expensive ones. The budget is yours, the choice is yours. It's as simple as that, and it's definitely a modification that I would make to this car. And it has a USB input too. Now I managed to get a little USB and aux-in adapter which plugs straight into the USB, that cable that comes out of the back of the stereo, and then that fits straight in underneath. Now they're from eBay. There's a whole load of those actually available on eBay. Very easy to fit. They literally just plug straight in. They come with all the sockets and everything on the back. Very simple little modification, and it makes the whole interior look a lot more modern. And I think that's a really important thing for cars like this. It makes these cars live into the future. Very, very analog in their feel, but very modern in the way they deliver the interior creature comforts. Now, the only thing that I would say is that the speakers are still pretty crap, to be brutally honest. It has a Bose system, but you couldn't tell. It's not great. And one of the things that I do need to do, I think, is change the speakers maybe. So if you've got a good suggestion for speakers that fit straight into this car, then do let me know by leaving me a comment below. Thank you for that. Number 3 is the Dashcam. So I went for a Next Base 422GW. It's a standard Dashcam, very easy to install. Just drop down a couple of screws from here, just to run the cables all the way along, down the A-post and into the passenger side footwell, which is where the fuse box is. Modification number 4 is the gear knob and the handbrake lever. Now I got these from Jazz Performance. They're not very expensive, but they really do sharpen up and neaten up and tidy up and modernize the interior of this car. It actually feels like a Civic Type R as well. Don't tell the Honda boys because they'll get annoyed, but it feels brilliant when you actually change gears with this knob. It gives a really nice weighty, robust, mechanical, metallic feel. It's a great modification. It's a really, really good bang for your buck thing. Now, while I was at it, I also changed the gaiters as well. Again, these were off of eBay, not very expensive, very easy to fit because they come pre-holed and all the rest of it. They are fading slightly and getting a bit canvassy looking, but it's got a great patina. I think they look great in this car as they fade away. They look brilliant and far better than the plasticky, leathery things that were there before, which were beginning to crack and just get a bit dated. Modification number 5 is LED lighting. Not only did I do the interior light and the boot light, but I also did the indicator repeaters as well, and the smoked out indicator repeaters were only about £18. Now I got those from Spec, and they are brilliant. They do such a lovely job, and they just give a really nice sort of smoked out appearance, and they go with any colour of the Mazda MX-5. They look brilliant. As we move outside of the car, number 6 are these door bushings. These door bushings make such a difference to cars like this. Remember, this is a roadster, which means there's no rigidity at the top at all, and when you go through sweeping bends and turns or go through bumps and potholes, the car flexes, and you can hear that through the doors creaking and moving a little bit. These door bushings almost dial that out. It's a very, very cheap yet very effective modification on these cars. They're only about £15 for a pair off of eBay. There's lots and lots of suppliers that do them, and it doesn't matter what model of MX-5 you have, just get these done. The original ones from the factory, not really up to the job. I think they will have aged now and deteriorated anyway. Just replacing them will make a massive difference. Then we start looking at the underneath of this car. Well, number 7 are the anti-roll bars. Did you know that the Mazda RX-8 has many components that will fit straight into this car, and the anti-roll bars are one of them. Now, the anti-roll bars from an RX-8 are stiffer than the ones that you get on the MX-5, and they make a massive difference. They're yellow dot, which means they're mid-range stiffness, and they fit perfectly on this car. A great modification. Change the bushes while you're at it. Talking about bushes, mod number 8 poly bushing. That's something that I would definitely recommend. Now on this car here, I have got the Super Pro poly bush kit fitted. It was about £550 just for the poly bushes, but it transforms the way this car rides and handles. It makes a massive difference to the sharpness that you feel. And the more communication you can get coming from the road into you, the better. That's what us petrol heads like, don't we? We want to be able to feel that machine move around us, and the poly bushing really makes a massive difference. It sharpens everything up to a T. Number 9, the thing that I love the most about this car, those flat face alloys, 18-inch Bola B12 alloys. They transformed the looks of this car. For me, it is perfect. Now, I know it's a bit of a Marmite thing, but you know something? That's the thing that I've used to really personalise this car. I don't think there are many, if any, out there with these wheels on them. And I think it's just a very unique signature of mine for this car. Now do let me know in the comments whether you like these wheels or not. I do get some very Marmite-y comments on this, and that's absolutely fine. Now along with the wheels, I fitted tyres as well. So this car has Falcon tyres on it. And you know, you don't need to spend a huge amount of money on Michelin Pilot Sport 4Ss or 5Ss or S5s or whatever they're called. You really don't need to go and spend so much money on them. This car has a good amount of performance, not a huge amount of performance. It's quite light. I would say a good mid-range tyre will do more than adequately enough for these cars. And with this wheel specification and tyre combination that I've got, the tyres look a little bit stretched, and it just sharpens everything up too in terms of handling. Steering feel is really good in this car as a result of that, and I'm sure it's that's made that happen. No fender rolling or arch rolling or anything like that needed. I haven't dropped this car at all, and yeah, it runs and drives absolutely brilliantly. The wheel and tyre combination on this car cost about £1,200. And whilst it's not cheap, it's brilliant. I think for me, it's just personalised this car to a level where I wanted it. Modification number 10, the very final one, is basically the Cobra road specification exhaust. Now you can get a race spec exhaust as well. The exhaust itself costs about £540, and that was just for the actual exhaust back boxes. So there's no, decatting or anything like that involved with this at all. And I didn't want to go down that route. I wanted to keep this car compliant with all the regulations, rules, and MOTs and all that kind of stuff. So I've left the rest of the exhaust in place. Now I know you can change headers as well, but I've just gone for the back boxes only. Okay, so that's the 10 modifications out the way. There was one other thing, of course, that I mentioned earlier that I have done to this car to make it last a bit longer. Because I knew everything needed to come off underneath, things like the exhaust was being replaced and the poly bushing needed to be done and the anti-roll bars were going in, I asked my mechanic to strip the underneath of the car, take all the surface corrosion off, which there was very little, to be brutally honest, and treat the car so that it would become longer lasting and that it would easily last another 15, 20 or whatever years. And they did that for me. So everything was off. They took the gearbox down as well. And while they did that, I got the clutch replaced. It's transformed the way this car feels in terms of that new clutch. The bite is perfect, the smoothness, everything is there just the way you'd want it. In fact, now, driving this car, it feels like a brand new car. I might sell this car, and that's the really sad part about all of this, because I've got too many cars. I've got 2 Roadsters, and for me, I can see myself living with the Porsche Boxster longer than I can for this one. This was an itch that I had to scratch. I've had an ND before, and I absolutely loved it. And I thought, you know something, I'm going to go back one generation. I'm going to go back to an NC and see what that's like. You never know, I might end up with an NB or an NA. Who knows? But for now, if you'd like to see me driving around in this car, then click on the tiles that appear in front of you now. Otherwise, I will see you on the next one.